Hello guys and girls, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and you're ready for some windsurf action. I'm very well. I'm here in Bali at the moment, so we have beautiful scenery, nice weather, rice farmer in the back over there. Don't know if you can see him, but that also means I don't have much wind, so no windsurfing for me for this week. But let's get you out there on the water trying something new. Now today we're going to be talking about the water start. The water start is a very important move in windsurfing. It can get you much more time on the water, simply because by learning how to water start you save a lot of energy. Obviously uphauling is very tiring, right? And you save a lot of time. So the more time you save from your uphauling and getting started, the more time you can spend doing other things that are very important. Now the water start is very hard to learn, but don't worry, we'll get you there slowly, and we'll learn some new tips and tricks that will hopefully get you there easily. So let's jump straight into it. Before attempting the water start, it is extremely important to have perfected the beach start. Make sure you have everything under control and you are getting on without any difficulties. If you don't think your beach start is perfect, or you think you're missing some little details, don't worry, check out my video on the beach start and that will get you to the right point. It is extremely important to know the beach start perfectly because we will be using the same sail techniques. So putting your sail up and forwards and crunching up your body, making yourself as small as possible. All these will help you a lot during the water start, so you don't want to be missing out on any of those. Another thing that can be very helpful to practice while still on the beach start is lifting your sail from the top. So get the wind on the mast, make sure everything is in position, and while it's still easy here, while we can stand on the ground, go to the top of your sail, lift it up and let the wind do the rest. Once you lift up the sail, make sure you keep it up, get the wind under it, slowly go down to your boom, and once you've got the sail up in the right position, you use your controls, which we have also learned on the beach start. Step on with your back foot first and get up. Once you've perfected these techniques and you're getting up on your board without any difficulty whatsoever, it's time to start practicing for the water start. We'll start off by doing a simple beach start again, but this time we'll go a little bit deeper in the water. This will be our goal for now. We'll slowly be doing beach starts, going deeper and deeper and deeper. As you see here, the water level is above the recommended for the beach start, but we're still going to manage to get up quite easily. It shouldn't be difficult at this point. Once you get up there and you've done a few beach starts and you're finding it easy, it's time to up the level and go over your waist or over your harness. So once you go deep enough, again, no need for any special techniques, just lift the sail like you would for the beach start, get everything into position, keep it under control, and try another beach start at this depth. Now here it's already going to start feeling a little bit harder because you have to lift yourself out of the water even more. Just remember to keep having fun and make sure you can lift yourself out easily even at this depth. Once you can do that, once you can come out quite easily, pop up on your board and have no difficulty, it's time to up the game again. You get the water up to chest level. At this depth, you can still use your feet to lift the sail, which makes it all much easier because that is one of the hardest parts on the water start. So once you get your sail up, get everything into position, and you're ready to try your deep water beach start, you'll see that this level makes it much harder. When you put your back foot on the board, you won't actually be able to really touch the ground in order to support yourself. So this makes it feel like a real water start. Now, don't worry if you have some difficulty getting up here. It is supposed to feel harder. It is going to be more difficult, but once you get this is basically you accomplishing water starts. So remember, get the water at least to your chest, get everything into position, keep it under control, use your feet, but not too much, and get up on the board. Now here comes the real deal. We're going to make it to the deep water and try our water start there. Now the best way to do this, I always recommend, is to sail out, sit down in the water, keep your sail out of the water, and then try a water start. This is because getting the sail up from the water is actually the hardest part. It will use a lot of energy and we're going to get tired really fast. So don't worry about that just yet. Just practice getting up from the water without being able to touch the floor, and getting up on the board. Now at this point you might notice you have a small difficulty with the controls. Now generally they are the same as in the beach start. but you have to use your body a little bit more. By that, I mean swimming towards or away from your board at the same time you use the controls we've already learned on the beach start. Basically, when trying to send your board downwind by creating mast foot pressure, when you push against the boom, swim yourself towards the board at the same time. The same when you want to go upwind, you pull the boom away from the board, so you pull it towards you, and at the same time you swim away from the board with it. This will make an incredible difference when steering without using your feet on the ground. So remember, when you push the board downwind, you want to be swimming towards it, and when you pull it upwind, you want to be swimming away from it. Make sure you practice this part of the lesson until you've got it down perfect, because after this comes the hard part of getting your sail out of the water without being able to touch the floor. So practice both getting up on your gear and controlling it until you're confident in your ability to do so. For lifting the sail, there's a few different ways you can try. The first one we'll see here is just simply lifting the sail up and over your head without doing anything else. All you have to prepare is that the mast is directly into the wind, like always. This is primarily for small and light sails. It might prove very difficult to do this with a big sail. Next thing we will see is lifting the sail up with the same way basically, but using the board to help us. So again, the wind is directly hitting the mast. The board is on our side of the sail this time, and we're simply going to use the board's flotation by pushing it under the sail to help us get the sail out of the water. If you do this and give it enough time to lift the sail, you'll see that it's very easy to simply slide your sail up and into the wind, and that way get it out of the water. So again, let your board do the lifting, lift the sail slightly, and the wind does the rest. Next comes the most common way of lifting a sail. This is especially for big sails or heavy sails, and this is the one I told you to practice when you're still doing the beach start. So basically come to the top of your sail, lift it up, allow the wind to get your sail out of the water, and slowly make your way down to the boom. Once you have the boom, everything's the same. Use your controls that you've learned previously, get the board into position, get comfortable, and then get yourself up on the board. Now, this type of lifting is the most common, like we said before, and this is because it does tend to feel easier for most people, especially in the beginning. So let's see it one more time. Again, check the wind and make sure the wind is directly onto your mast and your equipment is all in the right place. Now make your way up to the top of the sail. You can go right to the top or just before, it doesn't really matter, wherever it feels better for you. And prepare yourself to basically be pushed down into the water. You have to use your body's flotation to get the sail up. Once you've got the sail up, make sure you keep it up. Keep it out of the water, don't allow it to touch again. And get yourself all the way down to the boom. And once you've got hold of the boom, control like before and get ready to get up on your board. It's easy as that. One last tip we're going to talk about is about flipping your sail. I mean, what happens when you fall in the water but your sail's not in the right place, which, let's face it, that's most of the time. So first things first, we're going to make our way to the mast. We're not going to do anything from the clew of the sail. Next, we're going to grab hold of our board like you see here. And we're going to swim the board around in order to get the mast into the wind. Now, why we're not swimming the mast around? Well, that's because the mast or the sail altogether generally tends to anchor itself in the water. It feels much heavier than the board will feel. So it's better to grab onto your board, swim it around, and once it's in the right place, kind of like here, as you can see, then we go back to our mast, and now the wind is directly onto the mast. Again, we lift the sail, and by keeping some power in the backhand to make sure the sail stays up, we move ourselves around by swimming to the other side of the board. When we feel like the wind is pulling enough, we allow the sail to flip. You might want to practice this in the shallow waters, because in the deep, if you try to flip your sail by lifting the clew, like you see here, the most likely thing that will happen is that your sail will sink straight down into the water. So that's all for the water start, guys and girls. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you picked up some nice tips and tricks. Remember, the most important thing is perfecting your beach starts, and once you've got them down, just make them deeper and deeper and deeper until you're water starting. Now, if you did enjoy the video, please do drop a like, comment with any questions you have on the water start or anything else, and hopefully you'll subscribe, and I'll see you next time.